Hi, everybody. Didn't think I'd be back so soon. How's it going? Happy afternoon, everybody. Hi. It's Ray. It's Life and Vibe. Hold on. Let me get rid of my music. My music's still going. My music's still going. Hold on. Let me take my music off. All right. Sorry. Music was still going and I was still going too. Hi, everybody. This is Ray. This is Life and Vibe. And today I'm going to be reacting to Mariam's content. Oh my goodness. Of all the stuff. So I did see something. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to say hi I'm just going to flash up everybody who's here in the chat. Just coming on in, just so everyone say hi. I know everyone's been saying hi in the chat. So today, let me slow down. I was getting ready to work on my part 2 of my series called The Chronicles of Neuropathy. Book 2 is still going to be The Rage, The Witch, and the Mr. Snowflake. And I have not been able to even get to editing, just a few simple things I wanted to put together because Foodie Beauty, old Miss Chantel, oh God, I can't even think of all her names. Zachary Michael's got another one to add. Mariam, as she's now rebranded herself as of today. It's pretty funny. So unfortunately, I don't think I can share this picture that I had. I don't think it's the right type of file. Yeah, unfortunately it's not. So when Chantel is talking away, I'm gonna see if I can find, because I think she has changed a lot of things inside of her community post. I don't think she even released. Let's take a look at her community post, shall we? Let's just take a look at her. This is wild. Can't believe this. Let me get into another YouTube screen so I don't lose this where she's at. Let me see. Yeah, it's too much. Let me see. The reason why I'm saying this is that yesterday she put out a poll asking her audience or anybody what they felt that she should do for her channel. And that led to some very interesting responses that included Chantal, or sorry, Mariam. I'm going to have some hard time getting used to the new name. And we know why she's done it. I mean, it's just laugh. I mean, is this the first time? Anybody, let me know in the chat. Is this the first time that she has done this, like gone ahead and changed the name to her program completely? Did she go from or she's just always been, I know she uses different names, but has she ever just taken the 98.2 thousand subs and said, we're just going to totally change my channel now, completely? Because what I could see when she put out this poll yesterday, and this is why I want to take her to the community tab, asked her audience or whoever what content she should make. And I did take a screenshot of the poll, and I took a screenshot of some content comments, but I think I may have potentially deleted those. I'm always trying to just keep my computer clean so that I can always get the best stream out to everybody. So yeah, let's take a look. I'm going to make sure I stay with my mic because I could tell. I think my microphone is much better now. I'm sorry if I'm not catching up with the chat, everybody. There's 119 souls. All I ever ask, okay, these are the two things I always ask. And I try not to be thirsty, but I'm thirsty for this. I will be honest. I can get thirsty like any good girl can. Just not Stanley Cup thirsty. I'm just here at the house. You know, I have questions. But anyway, one of the things is hello. I don't want to lose my train of thought. But obviously, one of the things is that she posted this community poll, and everybody told her that she needed to go back to Canada because she seemed happier in Canada. Her content was better in Canada. She seemed freer in Canada, and she was happier in Canada. So that was the poll that she put out yesterday. And I'm going to try to see if I can convert that in a moment to a PDF and bring that up for everybody to see. But first, let's go, because I didn't have time to do that, unfortunately, because I got hit. But I did, you see, the flowers are going longer than Chantel's last dog. So this is wild. These $3.99 Trader Joe's still going. It's wild. I did nothing to them. I just add water every day, a little bit more. That's it. Wild. Flowers going longer. Okay. So you won't find her under Foodie Beauty if I look now. Let me show. So let me go down her channel. Oh, yeah. Here she is. Okay. All right, everybody. Let me try to make sure I share the channel with everybody today. So I'm having this thing too. You know, when you're about to go and hi, everybody. Hi. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep this interesting because I know we want to get to the tea, don't we? We just want to get to the tea. Booth squeezing. Everybody's here. I love seeing all the people here. Once we get started and start reacting to her nonsense, and I'll start bringing more up to the chat. I did read something about nobody could comment unless they were a sub of mine for 24 hours. Is that true? I'll try to see how I can change that to an hour or 2 hours, because I'd like to have my new subscribers feel they can come and comment. So I need to fix that. This is stuff I'm learning on the fly. Oh, my goodness. We got Junebug down here in her toys. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Are you trying to get me to play with you? Well, I don't think this is the best time, Junebug. No. All right. I got a dog over here wanting me. See, every time we go outside, she thinks after we play in the house for like 5 minutes. And I just, like I said in the chat before I started, I was like, I got to take her out real quick. And now she thinks we get playtime, because that's kind of what we do. She's too cute. She's really cute. She does this thing too. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to say it, because she may think we'll go out then. But I ask Siri a question in the morning, and she can be in bed. And if I ask Siri this specific question, she will jump out of bed, because she knows I'm trying to find out what coat to put on or what to wear outside. And she knows that's her sign to let's get out there. Sometimes I just flash things up because I think everyone should get a chance to be on the screen. I don't have memberships. That's I think I'm still too small of a channel. Oh, the two things I wanted. Likes, because that gets my channel out there, and subs, because I'm almost at 1,800. And I'm thinking that, I don't know, it's weird how YouTube, like, I'll start out this stream, everything fine on monetization, no problem, which, you know, I want to be very open and transparent that I've monetized the stream, but I do what's known as mid-roll ads. So I think that's really what people have started to ask and want from folk now is, you know, either you're going to produce a certain type of content, but whatever you do it with, at least have some honesty and ethics with it, because that's what we hoped we would get from smaller creators. And it just turns out that they end up like any old conglomerate or corporation and just, you know, pretty much do anything for the money at the end of the day. So it's very hard to kind of keep your ethics, but still obviously maintain a lifestyle in the United States sometimes too. So, and Foodie is trying to maintain her coin. And I think, I don't know, like I said, I know some of her history in the past, and I know that she's gone out as like Chantal Marie, I believe, once many years ago. But she's been Foodie Beauty for quite some time now. And so the fact that she's had to rebrand out as Mariam, which is a better name for me to say anyway. So I appreciate that. You were thinking of me, Mariam, because Mariam is a much easier name for me to say than Chantal or Foodie Beauty. Those are all very, for you know, somebody like me with received pronunciation. It's very difficult when I tend to be very heavy on my A sounds. We've got that both and poth and all of that. So yeah, I appreciate it, Mariam. Oh no, I'm screwed that one up too. Okay, anyway. All right. She hates it for me. Anyway, let's go into her community, which if you put in Foodie Beauty now, she will come up because she still has to put her name into her. Let me bring this up. Oh, let me share my screen. I'm trying to be a better, I'm gonna if Foodie wasn't if Foodie was, I'm still gonna call her Foodie. If Foodie was not so wild at the moment, and you have got to see the size of this bread roll. This thing is wild. And you have to think, she just filmed and uploaded the healthy meal that helped her lose 22 pounds. And this is the next piece of content. And it's not many hours in between. And I know, and anybody here who has a channel and is trying to make any type of content and have any other type of life around the content will let you know that it is difficult to do. So she has ate this very sugary meal. And I know I saw Sansa Cooks put out something about how much the calories potentially could have been. And my only sort of takeaway from that is that she's not, it's also the types of carbohydrates and sugars that it becomes, and her being a type 2 diabetic more than, and so she is not in a place to lose weight as a regular person who could potentially eat that type of meal. That's what I just kind of wanted to say there. Okay, let me get over to this channel of hers so you can see where you can find her. Okay, here she is. Oh, Mariam, right here. Now, wasn't that the name of Robin Hood's and the Robin Hood's girlfriend? Wasn't she Maid Mariam? Or was that Miriam? Was it Mariam? Let me see. Marion. Okay, so it's just like one letter off. All right, I had to check that out. Oh, goodness. I obviously don't know my British folklore very well anymore. Okay. Sorry about that. So here she is. She's got them as 2,000 views, and probably most of these, like I said, are probably just wild. All right, let's see. There's us. Okay, 126 souls in here. Thank you all. I came in early today because I thought to myself, let's get in and just break this down real fast, and I'll just take advantage of this, and then I can kind of get on with my day and get this book 2 out. All right, let's get over to her main page. Let's take a look at her community tab. There she is. There's Foodie. That's what she looked like. Don't you agree, everybody? Don't you agree? That's Foodie. Let me get me smaller. There we go. There's Foodie. But she's Miriam now. Mariam? Is that how it's pronounced? Mariam? I need a. She's eaten that meal many times. Which one, Boo Squeezy? Which meal? Sad, that's not. Oh, you got to see this meal. Oh, this meal is off the chain. This meal is off the chain. I can't say enough about how wild this is. It is wild. It is absolutely something like you would not believe. I mean, I've seen these things at, Baker's Crust, but this thing is, for her to be diabetic and to eat this, and this is why I'm out here. I'm starting to label stuff diabetes awareness. And like I said, my monetization, I'll get monetized on the live, to be perfectly transparent. Then somebody, for some reason, I get limited ads afterwards, like right afterwards sometimes. And then suddenly I'll come off of this one. I'll probably find I have limited ads. I'll ask for a review, and it always goes through as monetized. So I'm thinking, because I'm so new to YouTube and what happens behind the scenes, and just don't, because obviously most of my time is spent studying medicine, not YouTube. And they have you know, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Foodie getting in here. I don't know if it just is like, is that common for live streamers? Jess, Jamie? Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know if it's, I'm hoping that if I get my certification, that maybe that's something that they'll stop me from having the difficulty with, in the respect that my main thing really is that if I can, you know, they're going to promote my content more because YouTube obviously can make money from it. And that means I'm getting awareness about diabetes. And I really have enjoyed reading in the chat and so forth later on how people have, and the conversations that everyone's also having inside the chat, which is why I don't want to limit people out of the chat if they're new members and stuff. So I do apologize for that. Like I said, I'm pretty new at this, so it's bit by bit, but obviously I'm wanting to put out content all at the same time. And it's a lot. So that's why I think Foodie has some lazy content too, because it does take some work and planning. And if you want to put out really good content like Mr. Snowflake has, that type of work takes time, but you'll get really good views on it. So it's kind of like a work balance. But Foodie is in the respect that she is wanting to make money because her money is limited. So I don't think she can even open up the chat necessarily if she went live because of how much, really, I don't know how much her bees is, because they want her in Canada. They don't have her sitting here as this character. They don't like it. They really don't like it. So she's going to buy these subscribers to get to 100,000, as Rose Thorne reacts, always points out. And she will, I haven't even had time to look at my, you know what? I don't know what's going to be worse today. My having filed my taxes and finding out the pathetic amount of return I'll be getting, or the, and the fact that I owe my state money after I paid a huge amount of taxes last year, or this nonsense from Mariam here. I don't know which one's going to be worse. Anyway, let's look at her community tab real fast before I just waffle on. Okay. All right. So here she is from one day ago. She's just selling the cameo. Selling the cameo. That 2 days ago. Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. It's the poll. Great. Okay. Did everybody get a chance to see Foodie's poll that she put out here, asking what people want to do? I didn't respond. Do you think we should respond to her poll right now and find out what her audience wanted her to do live on camera? Should I do that? By the way, live, Valentine's Day is haram. Promoting it is haram. Oh, yeah. Oh, and probably cussing and saying she woke up feeling like she wanted to commit violence that day and raging and being negative. I'm absolutely, there's 1,000 things that this lady is doing that I'm sure is really not anything that she should. And I know that somewhat because I grew up in the UK and I hate when people say, oh, my best friend was, you know, but obviously growing up in the UK and living in large cities at universities, and after when I was working, I had friends from diverse backgrounds and cultures, including friends whose families and they were Muslims. So I got to learn about all types of cultures. And so I've been privy to lots of different ways that people, and I can promise you, even my fun Muslim girlfriends did not behave like Foodie. Never smoked any products except cigarettes. Now they would, but anything else, no. Okay, so everybody, let's take a look at what the options are. And I wish I could figure. I'm gonna have to learn how to put a poll because I want to see what we want to vote for Foodie. She says, "Okay, I majorly need your help. My channel is a mess. It's all over the place, so I need everyone to vote. Even if you hate me." All lovers and haters, please let me know what content you love the most about my channel. And she gives multiple options. Day in the life vlogs, travel, going places, etc., mukbangs, cooking, live streaming, beezing. Well, Foodie, you don't have my option there. My option is just get offline. Oh no, I don't want to see her do any of these things. Actually, definitely not the mukbangs. That is so triggering for everybody in the world. And you never include a trigger warning. You have no idea how to trigger warning, and what you're about to eat. Somebody must be paying you a lot of money in the background, girl, for this nonsense with this thing about to come up. Just God, she looks terrible too, even with filters. Cooking, that's plating, actually. Okay. You don't cook, you plate. You get like packet of this, packet and reheat and microwave. Not a lot, and maybe you cook the occasional, just oh my god. Chicken carcass spaghetti. I'll never forget. Okay, and then live stream speezing. She got 4.6 thousand votes here. That's pretty substantial. That's way more than I would get on a poll. But mind you, I haven't got as many, maybe potentially legitimate subscribers like Foodie. So I think I actually do pretty good. I think percentage wise, my audience, my lovely folks like yourselves are much more taking part in polls. So I think in YouTube's mind, I have better engagement than Foodie. So look at that, Foodie, because that's what they look at, actual engagement, even if you're a smaller creator. Okay. She got 167 upvotes, and we don't get to see the downvotes. So, and I don't know if she enabled. I enabled mine. I don't care. All right. And then, and I always thank people if they say something negative, I'll just let you know. I'm going to thank you for helping me in the algorithm. Any comment you make is pushing me up, getting my awareness about taking care of your health. Junebug and I go out. We get steps every day. That's just a little motivational piece to remind people just to take steps, get your steps out there every day. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can just simply walk a little bit. It's better than anything. And then let's see. So what are we going to vote for, guys? I don't know. It's all terrible. What do we vote for? She did the poll for cheap engagement. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this is, I'm getting, she did. And I think she is genuinely wanting to find out what to do, because she just, if she's going to be, I guess so, she wants to know what to focus on. I don't know. I don't even know what to vote for. All right, let's just make a fun vote. I hate the live streams. I much rather if she's going places. Let's just be honest. Okay, when she looked happier. Though I do think she pulled something that day when she was up there on those monkey balls. I think something, maybe I'm glad she didn't dislodge a clot. Somebody had written and was kindly filling me in that she was on a blood thinner and had previous histories of DVTs. I need to get my foodie assessment book out, and just get a picture of her. If I was a better graphic designer, I would design a picture of Foodie, and I would start listing the ailments that I believe she has from the top of her head to the bottom of those toes that are probably missing. Okay, we're going to go for the travel. Let's see what people voted for. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I was only 12% of the vote, guys. Oh, I feel gutted. I feel absolutely gutted. They want day in the life vlogs. What in the heck? Oh my Lord. This has got to be trolling her. The day of the life has got to be trolling Foodie. Because Foodie doesn't do anything in the day but eat and lie around and rage on people. How can you? That's got to be some troll in there. It's got to be a lot of trolling in there, because that's not what happens. That's not what happens. She is not in there. That's got to be a troll. That's absolutely got to be a troll on that woman. Okay. But nobody wants the day in the life. I was actually one of the last. I want to see her walking around, because I want to see her exercising, because I do, always want to promote But actually, no, she needs to be walking in a pool. So she's going to be traveling anywhere. You need to travel to the pool and just start moving in the pool, moving in the pool. I don't know why you don't have just a little set of hand weights, and just doing little curls. Everyone used to be told to. I tried to do that. I had my little 4 and 5 pound weights sitting out on my fireplace, and I would come home from work and I would ask myself, why are they on the floor? I had them very, very put in a very distinct place, and then I would find them on the floor. And then one day I saw Junebug carrying one of my weights in her mouth. So I realized then I needed to just stick them away. But you can go to the, if you're in the US, you can go to Five and Below. They have lots of very nice gym equipment. And a friend of mine who was a personal trainer and did deadlifts for, as a competitive sport, he even remarked that Five and Below, if you're in the United States, they may have them outside the US. I'm not sure. But they have very well-priced, nice equipment for that at that price still currently. So you can get some pretty nice stuff over there for anybody who's interested. And you can just get little weights. And YouTube is great to get free content and find things. And Foodie could do it in a sitting position. She doesn't need to be up and moving around a great deal. And she could show that in one of her day in the lives, how she is a large lady is trying to, but she can't be honest. She has to pretend. She's got to give this aura and this presentation. She wants to be all these things she isn't. She actually said, and I wish I could remember which live stream it was, that she wished she had finished college or she had a college degree. And so she's not truthful about that at all, because I think she's understanding that the way YouTube and its content is moving, a lot of people enjoy, if you're going to talk to somebody like about somebody's diabetes or something, probably going to want to talk to somebody like myself, who's a registered nurse, who's had over a decade working with diabetic patients and have seen them struggle. I've seen the ones who've failed and struggled and ultimately had some really bad outcomes. And I've seen the other patients who have really taken it as a time to make a change and understand that things that they're doing in their lifestyle, if it doesn't change, it's not going to be a good outcome, because people want to prioritize other things, because other things are way more fun. Going to Disney World or vacation or having holiday or festive time with family, friends, meeting up with friends at the weekend, meeting up for food, drinks. That is way more fun. So anyway, let me get off my soapbox. Let's see what else Foodie got going on here. Okay, so mukbangs. That must be her specific audience that likes to come in and watch that stuff, because I don't want to see her doing the mukbangs. This is the content that needs to be off of YouTube. Then cooking. Yeah, nobody wants to see her cook. Look at how that's in last place. Nobody wants to see Foodie plating food and plating cheese. Nobody wants to see it. And then live streaming beezing. Oh, God. Whatever that is. I think she explained it. I actually wrote down somewhere in my notebook where she explained what beezing was, because I always thought it meant another thing. I thought it was a cover word for something else, but she described it as, let me see if I can find I'm always making notes all over the place. Oh, what did she describe it? Great content, Ray. She talked about what beezing was. Oh, it was at minute 9:15 on something. She talked about it was just like hanging out and joking about stuff, and it was not what I thought it was, but I did write down. And then she said some really, really, she said something really awful in this particular live stream, that she just said something really not nice about people who work at carnivals and fairgrounds and travel fairgrounds. She used some really bad language for those people. I won't even say it. And she used another word. It was bad. She's terrible. When I heard that, I was just like, you really are a terrible human being. You have no filter on your brain or your mouth. Just nothing. You're 40 years old. She says was being replaced. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. So when I heard her saying it meant something else, I even wrote the minute down, but I forgot to write the name of the darn video. Oh, it was the one where it would be easy to find because she was talking about the history of Blue Pot and laughing about it, which was just gross for a grown woman. And then she used derogatory language to describe people who work at fairgrounds. So she's a real stellar human being. And now she's gonna, she's a terrible person. A payday today, absolutely. She is, because it's Friday. That's perfect. Well done. She is a very terrible person. She's awful. Just, this is why she had to, I think it's getting to be so known how awful she is. Oh, and then I found this choice thing from it's been wild. And I just think we need to, I think there's other creators who are calling out problematic and unethical creators in their spaces, like beauty and so forth. I think for myself as a healthcare provider, I find it problematic that this person is here and about to eat this meal. Okay, let's go quickly into this so we can get into the stuff. So let's see what her comment said real fast. Let's get into this. Can I get into the comments? Let me see. I don't know. It doesn't seem like. Did she disable comments? Doesn't seem like I can get into the comments on that. That's interesting. Is Foodie disabled her comments? Wow, that's gonna lower her engagement. Because usually you shouldn't you? I just be able to click into this. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Sorry, everyone. I'm just a. All right, that's just me not knowing what I'm doing. All right, hold on. Let me click into this. There we go. All right, Ray. Hold on. I'm trying to click into it. And I can't. Why am I not able to click into the poll? All right. No. All right. Oh. All right. She does that though? Did she disable the comments on? Can you do that on a community post? I guess you can suddenly go in and disable the comments because everyone was telling her to go back to Canada. And I wish I'd kept those screenshots and not just done my usual thing like any old nurse and just try to clean up everything around me. And I just accidentally cleaned them off my desktop because they told her all to go back to Canada. That's what they were telling her to do. That's wild. All right, let's just get into this mad meal. All right, guys. Are you ready to share your lunch with Mariam today? Do you all have something to eat or drink? I hope you are. I hope you're out there hydrating with your water because I don't think that's what Foodie got to drink today, guys. She got something wild, I think, over here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. And let's make sure that everybody knows that she's not being haram and she's going to play her cameo. Okay, let me take her off the stage. Let me bring the other one on the stage. Up, there's me. Hi, everyone. Let me share the screen. All right. She's. This is the new branding. Let me bring out the new branding. There she is. There's the new branding. Oh, no. That's me. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. Oh. All right, I'm gonna make this big. Okay, she's got just over 2,000 views 3 hours ago. She's really selling these cameos because Valentine's up any day now. She said she wanted to add something. I changed my channel name mostly because I don't feel like Foodie Beauty anymore. Okay, that's interesting. I don't feel like Chantal. I feel like a new, different person, and you need or like I'm growing into a new person and a new chapter in my life. Time for a new me. And then the first comment underneath it, Chantal, dear, take diabetes seriously, please. All right, quick peek at the comments on this, because the comments, I wish I could move me. I don't think my StreamYard lets me do that, unfortunately. She's no beauty. Yeah, but she come out doing the same stuff. So the new me, the new this, the new that is still type 2, unmanaged, raging diabetic, both raging in personality and with the diabetes and probably numerous other problems, and eating just nonsense. It actually looks like worse carb nonsense than ever before. And if she's only taking metformin and her doctors aren't helping her, because she is. Yes, Naomi. She's Delulu. She's absolutely Delulu. This is just wild. Anyway, let me keep going. I mean, it's not exactly like they can't edit something quickly into the, text on the opening credits / Mariam. It's not going to be difficult. And she still has to put Foodie Beauty out there in her descriptions and so forth. Otherwise, people just can't find her channel. So she still has to, if you just put Mariam out there, nobody finds her except her subscribers. And they don't want this. Let's keep going back to her comments. Oh, they're wild. Okay. I'm sorry. These comments are great. Is it how to eat bread roll thing? Question mark. I know it's on a plastic sheet. But can't you simply use plate? Soup is all over the table and looks like you don't care. Is it Kuwait way? Oh gosh, Blue Pot comes on in. And I don't know if this is all from Blue Pot from the live chat or just multiple Blue Pots. Because I don't know. I think there's multiple renditions of trolling Blue Pots that come to haunt Chantal, the new woman. Time for a rebrand. But for real, please watch your diabetes, girl. Your diet is not going to. We got to keep this diabetes out there. Everyone just raw. She can't escape. It's just to get, because it's so bad. And so people are generally going to be concerned. And everybody knows what diabetes is. It affects so many people in this country. 98 million people pre-diabetic alone in the United States will be diagnosed this year. Or no, don't even know, actually. Sorry. You can find these statistics at the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force and all preventative care that you need for what age when you need it. Anyway. All right. Just say peace and love. Oh, no. Your bread bowl looks like boom at minute 6:20. I think people just want you to be yourself, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be all or nothing all the time. Look at your poll from the other day in the comments. That will give you a clue where your viewers are coming from. Yeah, they want her back in Canada, looking free and easy, doing the stuff like they rather her sitting in that call and doing that and rolling around Canada than her doing this stuff. All right. It says you can be a brand new person without giving up your brand, girl. All right. It says you are so brave to film your bees and share them. I wish I was that brave. See, people can call her out. They know what she's doing. This lady asked, so is Foodie Beauty just gone forever? Some people saying, peace, calm, no explanation. Oh, gosh, we got something fun coming up with the bread bowl. All right, guys. Some of the people, obviously, when it goes out on your community tab, it's not going out into the public sphere. But Simon, you think she's got desperation, food, rage, food, desperation, never accountable? No, she's just, she's in Kuwait. She's got a husband. She's married. She's a revert. She's a Muslim revert. And she's a good person. And that's what we just should know. Anything that she's done in the past, or even done yesterday, or done 2 days ago, because it's not really that far in the past. Now, there's things that people have obviously apologized for, have had things happen in the past, hopefully have learned from it, and have tried to correct that behavior. Yes, that's somebody who has put something in the past. But she doesn't do any of those things. She's rage, repeat. There's the cycle. And this is, whatever this part of the denial cycle is some of the biggest denial. It's the rebranding cycle. Oh, like I said, my flowers are outliving her cycles at this point. Okay, let's get into this, because rebranding is this is the name number 10, at least. That's what I thought. The rebranding is part of the cycle. And that's what I thought. Yes. So now she just, goes to this new name. Girl, you're helping everybody with their views, because now everybody is like more interested in you than Amber Lynn's ridiculous lack of weight loss journey. Because I watched her stuff the other day, and oh gosh, she depressing, man. And then I saw something about, I don't know, glitter and lasers, getting upset because somebody was like saying, "You go, girl," on the trail. She got all mad about it. It's like she really wants to get herself canceled. These girls are wild out here. If you're going to be having a nice, lovely audience like the 202 lovely folks that I have sharing live Friday afternoon and are about to sit down and eat lunch or dinner, if you're in parts of Europe or in other parts of the world, whatever meal you're eating at the moment, get ready, guys, because you're going to mukbang with Mariam today. And I think we can call that the series. Mukbang with Mariam. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm excited. It's going to have the theme music. We're going to have to tolerate a cameo. Let me get her. Oh, hold on. I got to move her to at least a 1.5. I think I got her to yesterday. All right. Let's see how that sounds. Because otherwise she's slow. I'm quick talking. She's slow. Let's go. Oh, that's right. I don't get the Foodie Beauty music anymore.
Right. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Assalamu alaikum. So I'm eating one of my favorite meals for dinner tonight. You guys know chicken majboos, one of the official foods of Kuwait. Definitely one of the most popular. And I'm having it from my favorite place that has this lentil soup that I love so much. So this is dakus, tomato garlic sauce, broth, mabouch, crushed peppers, and it's marinated peppers, and the best pickles you will ever eat in your life. And some greens, the chicken, and the majboos rice. So bismillah.
Okay.
I'm going to start with
great. Okay.
And then I'm going to get into what I want to talk about.
All right. I want to talk about what you're about to chow down on, if I may, if that's okay with everybody. Can everybody see what looks like an enormous Hawaiian roll? I guess, here we're used to seeing I know, holy bread bowl. Absolutely. I cannot believe this tight to and that bread bowl might potentially have been filtered accidentally through Chantel's filters. So it might be actually looking slimmer than it really is. Because Chantel got 20 filters on her face trying to look this slim. Still looks swollen as shit over here, girl, pardon my French. But you still look swollen as anything on that side of your face next to that bread bowl. You are competing with the bread bowl for roundness over here. I'm just saying. Been saying it for a while. I'm not the only person who recognizes. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was going to mention that, Rose. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes. You're going to eat that with some rice, too. Oh, and I had a comment to make a very good point of my, being kind enough to take the replay for Chantal. But let her know that the fries, and I thought so too, that's a pretty small portion of fries for Miss Foodie. Well, you know what? she pointed out that was probably only half the fries. So we know that a good majority of those fries were ate before she sat down and did the mukbang. She'd already tucked into those fries. So she ate way more potato than I believe that was shown on camera on that mukbang. So yeah, she's like wild like that. Yeah, lentil soup. Get very carby. Yeah, pancreas. Oh yeah, I've got, and this is something I wanted to work on, and I didn't get a chance to do it either. I've got a little picture of a pancreas that looks so sad, and he's got like a little ice pack on his head and stuff. And I'm gonna put make a little video of the sad pancreas. So every time that Chantel does something terrible, we're gonna bring sad pancreas out. And once I do actually try to do some emojis at some point, because I don't know if I have to have members. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll do a special emoji. First one's gonna be a destroyed pancreas and a large piece of bread. Because that's what I know. Your lunch doesn't want to stay down, Pam. Well, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because this is outrageous. And she's gonna eat the bread. And there's something is gonna happen with this bowl. So just be prepared. Yeah. Oh, sugary drink. Oh, that's hiding under the table. I'm sure there's a drink. I want to say a drink does make an appearance at some point in this meal because she can't go down dry like this. And obviously, once again, we see her faithful chicken out there. The other half of the chicken that she didn't eat from yesterday. So she had one half. I mean, or this is just more chicken. She's no imagination in her proteins at all. So she doesn't understand that even your proteins should have, I understand bodybuilders and stuff, but she no bodybuilder. She doesn't need, they would even probably try to have some different proteins. And it's always got the skin cooked with it. So that I understand. I have a plant-based diet. It's going to increase her, oil and fat saturation, even from the chicken. So she's always eating chicken cooked in its skin. And I understand that's a little bit more fatty. Is that correct? Goodness me. All right, let's keep going. This is just the bread. I can't even. Oh my gosh. I don't even. That thing looks like a loaf of bread. That thing looks like the bread from Alice in Wonderland when Alice in Wonderland popped up in the tea party and they had all that enormous stuff going on or whatever. Something. Oh my God. Okay, let her continue. Let's find out why she. Oh God. I can't. I just can't. Please, anybody, if you're a type 2 diabetic and you actually think that your medications will be able to prevent you from having higher blood sugars because you've been diagnosed, now your doctor has you on a med. No, that's not a carte blanche to just continue to eat the same way. Basically, that's no, this diet needs to change. And the lifestyle changes and activity along with it are the two things that have to be done for anybody who has type 2 or even type 1 diabetes, because they can have a lot more difficulties sometimes and they can get themselves into a lot of trouble. Because I've worked with very young type 1 diabetics who've had obviously not done a great job managing it in their, maybe as they got into their 20s and 30s. And they've had some catastrophic fallouts from it, to diabetic retinopathy and losing eyesight in one eye and having cardiac events. So it's not anything to be laughed at. And she knows what happened to Life by Jen. She's well aware. She's well aware she cannot continue to eat this way. I mean, if she's not, then she's really got issues. She is not understanding how that bread bowl, because we know she's going to finish it. I almost feel that this is just insane content. She got to act like she's not going to finish it. She finishes it. We will put bets on it, in my opinion, immediately after she finishes eating this on camera.
Oh, water. Let the bread soften. Yum. Beauty bite. Oh. So, I'm, as you probably could tell, I was going to rush and make a community post to tell you about my changes, but I'm not making community posts anymore. I'm going to try. So
she just said she's going to brush her community posts. That was her original intent, which is something that Rose, I guess this is, always like part of the rebranding. If anybody who's new, as part of the rebranding, it's probably just wiping everything away, which is why I think when you come on to any type of site like YouTube, you have to think very carefully how you want to brand yourself right from the get-go. I took a long time building this audience and building my channel, years, and trying to decide really what direction I wanted to take it, what branding I would have, what colors, how would I present myself. People always say I'm a little bit funny, so I obviously want to bring that. But I have a background in teaching because I have a bachelor's of education with honors from the University of Hertfordshire in the UK. I have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Centera Colleges of Health Sciences here in the USA. I have 18 months studying advanced Spanish at the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico and lived 7 years in Mexico. I also have over a year of postgraduate studies at Purdue University, just to let her know what university I'm at, because reactors are all unprofessional, unworldly, untraveled, and never have quite what Chantal here has. We're just low-life losers with no education. So Chantal, I would like to take you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? I don't even want to say what my last GPA was. I had a lot going. Yeah. So, Foodie, come on in, debate me. Tell me how this is healthy for a diabetic. You were a paramedic for years, and watching this, I reacted with my non-medically trained partner with call irrational. Well, I would say somebody who was a paramedic had medical training. You guys are, front lines there. Can't do it without you guys half the time. You're the ones who have to go in and see this nonsense lying on the floor. God, you guys have to get into some situations. Really, honestly, people always say, "Oh, you chose to do that." Anyway, all right. Yes. I don't want to be a braggart. Okay. All righty. Okay. Well, I just did a little brag because Foodie likes to brag, but she only talks about she wish she had education. She unfortunately doesn't understand that rebranding does not mean that you just decide, that your name isn't your name. And, my real name's Rachel, but Ray is the nickname of Rachel. It's not a rebrand. It's just my nickname. There's nothing there. So she doesn't get it. She does. She's a con artist. She is a literal con artist. This is conning 101. She is just a con artist. We keep saying, everyone's talking about her having like all these different disorders and this, that. Yeah, she has all that going on. Okay. The eating is obviously an issue. She's obviously got issues with her health. But some of it, I have a feeling she's just been a con artist, and she's been a con artist since she was young. And she's been trying to con people ever since. And the rebranding and the renaming is a continuation of the con. And she started the con online, and the money was really good. And she just, the con got wild. And now the con is catching up with her like any con does. And she is a con artist. All of these people trying to say they have sympathy. I wonder, what are you sympathizing with? This is an animal, does things to animals that aren't very kind. This is a person that says some derogatory and the most nasty comments about other people, cultures, you name it. She's laughing during explanations of DA, SA, DV, you name it. She's, I mean, just has got about every despicable quality that you can find in a human being. And yet somehow she has managed to garner people to sympathize with this. I'm just baffled. I am absolutely baffled at this point. How is it possible? How is it possible? And I've had people actually come into my channel and say to me, when we have reaction channels, their initial reaction is to go subscribe to the person we're reacting to because they think we're all the a-holes over here calling these people out. And I've tried to come out with full transparency and hopefully bringing intelligent debate, not trying to foster a community where we're, cussing and blinding, because that's not the person who I am. That's not the debate that I want to have. That's not the space I want to create. I want to have people who feel they have questions about their health. They need to see good health in action because healthcare is expensive. And I can promise you, it is not going to be cheap to manage these types of disorders going forward in the future. It's just, this is, if you want to live and enjoy your life and be able to get around and be active and move and not pay ridiculous amounts of money in healthcare or wait in time and losing your health until you can get actual healthcare, because you have to think about that part too. So maybe you're losing hours at work or hours at your job or time with your family because you're having to wait to see the doctor and you're not feeling good. So I just don't think that, I think the cost to me is enormous. Anyway, I went off on a darn there. Anyway, let's keep going. She's a con artist. She's a wannabe con artist. That's what I was talking about. Just being a con artist. Just to feel, I've got a little tiny, the Beezers are degenerates. Yeah. And that's just really sad. It's really sad that this platform is creating some really, somebody said really funny something about the fact that I was listening to another channel that was Robert Walsh, who does the makeup and so forth. And he was talking about one of the latest TikTok trends that was kind of like silly or whatever. And I know, obviously, I don't have kids. I don't really keep up with that stuff. I don't think that the way the trends, it's like every other day, is just ridiculous. So, but he had been, pointing out about the fact that TikTok is like YouTube used to be, kind of like the wild, wild west. And now YouTube is becoming a more legitimate and a different type of platform. So these types of nonsense and charades and cons that used to be created like Foodie, I think YouTube is really going to start cracking down because they're getting much bigger audience. People have TVs that stream. There's people that are coming in. People are enjoying the community and the content. It's so different. Some of the quality of the programming. Oh my gosh, there's some stuff. Anyway, let's get back to Foodie. But yeah, so yeah, she's a con artist. I don't know what else to say. Con artist.
I've rebranded my channel, but only because I've rebranded my life, right? Or I'm trying to rebrand my life. So yeah, there's raisins in here. I'm done.
Oh, hold the press. Hold the press.
And
she had a napkin.
I think y'all have noticed, because I get so many comments on this, like, we missed the old Chantal, Foodie Beauty. You're more boring now. You've lost your fun spark. And I promise you, it's not something that I'm forcing, like this change. I've still had my moments there, but for the most part, I just feel like my interests have changed a lot. My way of thinking about life. I'm more calm. This way I'm not as like hyper and weird as before. I'm almost 40, so I feel like I've grown up a little bit in that respect.
Foodie, you've not grown up. Yeah, I think that's just her being quiet because I've popped everything up on my end. So I think that's just her. Let me see if I can get into my settings and get into my input and see if I can get her a little bit louder. Hold on. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Oh. Let me see if I can get my input. Oh, okay. Okay, that's my input. There's my internal. Let me see my output. Okay. Oh, I have it up as high as I can go on the output, guys. So I'm not sure what's, hopefully it's, her volume's good. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So she just said that she's learned all this stuff because she's 40 almost. Does anyone think that she's learned anything? She's learned anything. She hasn't grown up a bit. She has not grown up at all. This is not somebody who's growing or maturing. Yes. Yes. I think it did. I would agree. There are, evidence. And if anybody wants to find evidence that's good medical information, I would always recommend that you go to the National Institutes of Health, and they have a what's known as PubMed, and Medline is the actual like search platform that goes through and looks and finds actual real scientific researched articles about topics. And they probably have very good topics about arrested development and how these things can happen to people, and her behaviors and how she has squandered her monies and just not invested into anything and has to run around and reinvent herself, but not reinvent like in a positive way, because this is not a reinvention. Just putting a different name, but putting out the same content and actually looking like you look like you care less about yourself at the end of the day is not a rebrand. It's not even a glow up, girl. Oh, she's so desperate for a glow up, man. She is desperate for a glow up. Absolutely desperate to glow up. Look at that. I love that pause picture I put her in. Putting the food right there in the mouth. That's perfect. And she's got that soup, which if you're familiar with anybody who makes soup, and I don't know if it's different in the Middle East or if she's, and if they use also a lot of salt. If I'm judging since she brought 2 pillows of salt home, it potentially is the same. There's a lot of salt in that soup. And the current recommendations for blood pressure, healthy blood pressure, is 120 under 80 is the maximum. So if you're getting daily blood pressure readings, and I recommend that everybody have a blood pressure cuff in their house and take their blood pressure at least once a week. Take it twice just to make sure that you're getting a good reading. Don't wait for the doctors and, say you had white coat syndrome and just leave it at that. Go spend a few bucks and, get a blood pressure. The dentist takes your blood pressure too, but they do it on the wrist off, and that's not the best. But if you can invest into one, get a blood pressure. Take it after you've done your business in the morning. Take it once a month or once every week or whatever. And check it twice. And if you start to see it's going up over 120, over 80, and it's doing that quite consistently, you need to talk to your doctor, because you're going to start putting problems on your heart that can lead to heart failure. And heart failure can lead to kidney failure, which leads to dialysis. So nobody wants that to happen. And heart failure can cause all other issues too. So just to let people know, just take an eye on your blood pressure. And, what she's doing is not true. And anybody who's trying to clickbait people with, sodium and this, that on the internet and this, just make sure they're quoting sources down below. Who is this person giving information? Do they have a medical license? Are they citing anything that's actually researched? from randomized controlled trials? Do they understand how evidence works? Do they know how to grade evidence? I don't think Foodie has any idea how you research and grade research. She's no clue. She's wild. Her volume is lower. I had issues with it too. Okay. Thank you, Chris, in real life. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. I actually tried to invest in a better microphone. And I probably, I just, oh gosh. Okay. Let me get off the soapbox. Let's watch this bread bowl collapse. Before her pancreas.
So I feel like I've like calmed down and like
the pancreas is going to go out. We know it. It's going. Anyway.
Which I know you guys are not used to, but like it's so good. I know more rice. I know you hate carbs. I get it. I'm not gonna eat all this rice.
Lies.
Damage, but
lies. Lies. Hold on.
Whenever I took my shahada,
she said that she wasn't gonna eat it all. She's gonna eat all that rice. Every last. Oh look. Oh, this is obviously the Rebrand. Right here. She got a little handful of spinach hiding out here at the bottom. Good for you. She'll probably claim that's fiber. That's her fiber. That's her greens. Is that for her to try to get through YouTube? That she's eating something healthy? Because that little tiny handful of spinach over there, I mean, she's not going to eat that. Let's see if she ever eats one piece of the spinach that she got hiding down here in the bottom. She hasn't annihilated that thing with cheese or dressing or anything yet. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing with this rice bowl here. Do you see that? Rice? That is outrageous for a type 2 diabetic or anybody even with heart conditions. Any of it. Chantel, your hands are really big, girl. But even that is beyond your big palms worth of food, girl. The heck? Or a fist size or whatever you were trying to make up I promise you. If they could see your blood sugars and what you're eating and the fact that you eat these carbs, girl, I promise you, if you think you're spiting me, I'm telling you, you're not spiting me or anybody else who's calling you out for being a diabetic who shouldn't be eating all these carbs. Because I know what your pancreas is going through. And I know it's not going to stop functioning. It's going to stop after a while. It can't handle this. Not with your unmanaged type 2. I'd love to see a hemoglobin A1C on this young lady since the last time she had it. That bread bowl is huge, man. Oh my God. I can't believe it. And the thing is filled to the brim with soup. I mean, it's toppered with that sodium. I always say you got to be careful with the soup. Got a lot of salt in there. That salt has to be diluted by water somehow. So it's going to have to, otherwise this is going to hold in the interstitial fluid. Oh, it's got no purpose to have any part of the cell process. You got too much of that sodium. Oh, oh God. Okay, let's keep going about her rebrand. Sorry.
لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله وأبرأ من كل دين يخالف دين الإسلام. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
Welcome to Islam. You are officially Muslim now.
which I guess is like officially becoming Muslim. You take an oath. And I did that.
I'd be curious to know if Chantel actually knows what that oath is translated into her native tongue and really understands the real meaning behind that oath. Because you're just a con artist. So you're out here trying to con Muslims at the moment too. And I think that's terrible because they're good people. I've met some of my best friend, you know, that's just heinous, man. This is, I mean, like, now I'm getting really upset. because one of my really good friends from the UK, in fact, she moved to Mexico to live with me, not live with me like that, but to work. And she did stay at my house for some time. But she and I were best friends in London. And then she was missing me, she said, so much, and she decided that she just upped her life in England. She owned a home. She owned all sorts of stuff. And she upped her life in England. And she moved to Mexico. And she ended up staying in Mexico even more years than I did. And she only just left probably a few years ago. She probably stayed in Mexico for 20 years. So she loved it out there. So I just get so upset with this. My friend would be nice about it, though, because she's a nice Muslim woman. But, you know, I don't have to be nice because I'm a salty English girl. God. I'm mad for them. I'm absolutely mad for the con. Just con artist. You're a con artist. I don't care. You're a con artist, lady. Everyone in a little bit, when this all blows out, because it's gonna blow up in your face. It's gonna get, you know, you're going to reach your SBG, your Sam Bankman-Fried point, girl.
The first time I came to Kuwait.
Con artist. What's that about? What did Kimberly say? Oh.
Because I wanted to be married as a Muslim woman officially. So I took my Shahada. And when I did that, you fill out a form.
Oh God, here's the soup leaking.
To a Muslim name. And I did. But I never used it until now. But the name that I talked to Salah, he really liked the name Mariam. And they said, you know, ask your husband what name he would like you to take. And if you like it as well, you can change your name. But I have my legal name, and then I have my Muslim name.
Okay, between the bites and her now trying to show off she actually got napkins. So, Chantel, is that your way of telling me that you listen to my reactions? Because I don't know. I think I'm not the only person who talks about you having nasty hands, though, but I'm sure, or listen to anybody's reactions, because we all tell you that you need some napkins because it's gross. It's gross to see a grown 40-year-old female who is trying to act dignified, licking her fingers on camera. It's pretty nasty. So that's a great pause picture. And somebody pointed out that obviously she refills the soup. And I guess she took the name Mariam when she became a Muslim revert. And so over a year later, she decides to use the name. So the validity of you having taken that name and that name being significant to you is somewhat diluted, Chantel. Because if you needed Foodie Beauty, whatever con name you're using this week, I don't care. You conned those people when you did that. So it doesn't, in my mind, make you a more virtuous person because you did that ceremony. In my mind, it says to me, you'll do anything for the con, anything for the man, anything to have this life that we all know is a facade. It's just, and the soup bowl is leaking, just leaking. That's perfect. Because I can just imagine afterwards you got a spoon on that paper plastic and got the soup off, because you're not going to let food go to waste. No way. Or you just got to the table and you just slurped it up. Oh, it would be terrible. Oh, gosh. All right. Same old. Nothing changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
My soup leaked everywhere. What the heck? This is a clean plastic thing, but...
Oh, okay. That's good to know, because we know you're going to slurp the soup off of it in a little bit. Yep. Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, it's not probably. We know she did.
So, yeah, the majority of my audience just
right.
wants me to go back to Canada, wants me to go back to the same life. Maybe not exact same, but the days of being in the kitchen, in the villa, all that's gone. It's not ever coming back. This is a new phase of my life. I love Islam. I love my life here. I love the culture. I love Kuwait. I love the Middle East. I want to like be out there in the world. Like I said, I don't want to go back to what I experienced.
The only reason why you like the Middle East at this moment in time, Chantel, is one, it's giving you a cover to be a Muslim revert. That's part of the con one. Second reason why you like it is because you avoid paying your taxes in Canada. And that's reason two. Reason three, the food is a little bit cheaper in Kuwait. So you can get a little bit more bang for your Canadian dollar on the food. So that's perfect for you. Four, you don't do shit in Kuwait, girl. You hang out in this apartment with those couches behind you, not taking care of your cat, not getting your cat fixed, not taking the hamster out. I mean, I'd love to see the hamster do stuff. No, we don't even get to see the hamster. No, we get to see you and that swollen face of yours, you know, shoveling the food in. You know, Rose is pointing out not to, you know, so that you can fit more in. So you've got some tricks down, girl. And then I, you know, think that you do not take any care of your teeth. And you cannot, nobody can go around and just have, you know, 40 years of you know, patchy dental care. You're going to have problems at the end of the day. You're not going to wake up and find you've got like beautiful white sparkling teeth that are all straight and shiny and glowy and stuff by neglecting dental care. Even, you know, even if you floss and brush, you still have to go see the dentist just to make sure that there's no gum disease and anything going on. And with you being a diabetic, Chantel, you absolutely should be going twice a year. That's standard. And I don't think we've had a dentist trip at all, girl. God, the bowl leaking out. God, look at this thing. She's already tucked away most of this rice. That whole chicken gonna be. And the spinach, she's not touched that spinach at all. God, what life do you like in Kuwait? I can't figure it out. Let's see what's going on in the chat. She filmed herself killing. Oh, great. You know what? That's terrible, Nicole. I wish I had not read that because I love frogs. Frogs are like one of my favorite animals. My aunt, yeah, I mean, I used to get the little oh my gosh, she's horrible. What's this? She doesn't brush her teeth twice a year. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. What do we got going on? Angela says if I had half, I would die for that high blood sugar. What do you mean? All she needs to do afterwards is grab a little bit of that white pita bread and hummus, and she'll take those blood sugars straight down. Because science works differently in Chantel's body or Mariam's body. It's different because she's special. So all the things like the carbs that they work differently. They just work differently for her. And it helps her actually lose weight because she's just miraculous like that. It's just stunning. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's good. She's absolutely good. Oh, she did not do that. Oh, please don't. Oh, God, please don't tell me these things, okay? Please don't. Please don't. Now I really dislike her. Now I really dislike her. Because I had pet rabbits growing up as a child. I mean, I used to beat up other kids if they were cruel to animals. I was the kid who would beat the other kids up. So if they were mean, like I didn't care about the person. I would just take him down for the animal. I didn't care. Oh my God. She's an awful human being. You're an awful human being. You really are. And part of the reason why I think that I have a purpose is I hope can use my platform, my tiny little platform, at least to get people, we're all bringing awareness because there's so many of us. So even if we're little tiny channels with our little niches, the combined result of all of the channels means that your focus is not going to be taken away. So the fact that you rebranded yourself and trying to cause all this nonsense and stuff, all it's going to show is that you're absolutely mentally unstable at this point. Because you're almost 40 years old. Somebody might understand if you're 20, but at 40? Not to say that people can't have life reinventions, okay? But this is the same stuff Chantel was already doing. So this isn't a life rebrand or reinvention. People can go back to school, do all sorts of prosperous things. So don't take me wrong, because I'm somebody who's obviously older and in school and so forth. So I certainly do believe that we all have opportunities to grow. But to think that you can come out with a whole new personality and scrub away any of the terrible things that you have done in the past because you've decided this is who you are now, doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I know the con wants to work like that because that's how con artists do it. They go around and they have to change who they are, their personalities, little bits of their story in order to continue the con. And this is your con. You're a con artist. That's just who you are. Amber Lynn's just kind of sad. You are literally a con artist, sweetheart. She really is. And I want to take the con down with the rest of everybody. I want you offline. I want you offline. I wish YouTube had never reinstated you back. I think that was a terrible decision on this company's part. And I think but if it's not YouTube that's going to take you out, you'll take yourself out on your own. It's going to be one or the other, because you're not going to live long like this. I'll just let you know. Not if you continue eating this way, because you don't get any health care. And you not necessarily can stay in Kuwait. You think you're just going to run visas for the rest of your life, girl? You're insane. I've had to deal with immigration papers for years when I lived in Mexico. So what does that mean? You're not paying taxes in Kuwait either? How many countries are you dodging taxes from at this time? So you're a visa hopper, you're a tax dodger, and you're a glutton, and a con artist, and an animal abuser. I mean, the list of this, you're just, wow. I never thought I would become somebody who would kind of enmesh myself in trying to take down a con, but I feel it now. And then you're conning people about the health on top of it. And you kept trying to tell people that they could not react to you because they didn't have any professional background or experience to talk about medical. And you've kind of had to veer off of that, except when you talk about Mr. Snowflake, because you know I'm out here. And as much as you want to say I'm not licensed, you dang well know I am.
Before already.
Ooh, done with it. Sorry, guys. Terrible. Sorry.
So for those of you who
that way. Sorry.
are still
Oh,
there,
a world traveler. Okay.
if you're going to continue watching my content, you'll have to accept that.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be
Okay, she decided to eat some, looks like parsley, actually. Doesn't even look like, oh, God. I thought that was spinach, but it looks like some type of lettuce. Like, anyway, like watercress. Okay. World Traveler asks, can you address if the medication she's on is allowing her to eat that many carbs? I thought carbs were the worst for diabetics. So I'm going to grab my drug book real fast and answer this question. Because we like to show receipts on this channel, though I can let you know that the dose, I don't know what dose of metformin she's on, and I don't know if we'd get an honest answer from a con artist anyway, because she's a con artist. So I don't even know if she's on metformin, because she's a con artist. There might be parts of it that are true, because when you're a con artist, you have to have, and thank you, World Traveler, for that super chat. I appreciate it, because it helps me find things now. So yeah, let me take a quick look. It's going to be under the name glucophage in my book, and I like to use good sources. Hopefully I won't be here ever looking this up, so I do apologize, guys. I'm a little old-fashioned sometimes when it comes to things. So while I'm going to let Chantel talk for a second, World Traveler, so I don't lose the audience, and I'm going to look up this med, and then I'm going to answer the question.
different, and this is the new me. There'll be no more discussing other people, drama, all of those things that Islam is against.
Well, that'll last a day.
I privated all my videos that have my former hair. Like I said, my hair doesn't look like that anymore.
What hair?
But anything too, like where my, all my old videos basically. Already I've seen a lot of people saying, well, this will kill your channel. This is killing your channel. Good, good luck with that. I don't live my life with my channel like in mind. Like, of course I think, oh, I wonder how this will affect my channel, but I don't make decisions in my life based on how many numbers. Like, I don't chase numbers with my channel.
Oh. That is an absolute bold-faced lie, you corn artist. That is a bold-faced lie. If you weren't trying to do that, you would not be purchasing subs on your channel. Gosh, can you see where the soup is just starting to really just leak out over here? I think that's parsley for breath. Girl, that's not going to help with your teeth problems. Oh, she comes out with all this nonsense that she watches on TikTok. All right, let me keep going.
It would be very fake of me to do that, Adopt a belief system and religion based on what other people want me to do and expect from me. So that's why I rebranded my channel.
Okay, I'm so glad you asked me this question, World Traveler. Thank you for doing that, and I appreciate, like I said. Okay, so this is great. I decided to bring out my drug book, and I'm sorry, I will try to make this not boring to hear. But, okay, so just to give you a heads up, there's only really two ways that metformin can be taken, either through an oral solution or by tablets, with the maximum dose being 1,000 milligrams. Oh, you like the medical stuff? Well, I'm so glad. She said she takes 1,000 milligrams she's on Genumet now? Well, I thought she used to talk about the metformin. Which one is she on now? Is she on metformin or Genumet? Because last thing I heard, she was talking about metformin. When did she talk about Genumet? Was that in the live stream? I heard her talk about metformin. I don't know. Drop it down. Hi, everyone. Hi, Cozy J. Let me know. I thought she said she took metformin. I thought it was the one I heard all the time when she was doing her diabetic rages in the car in Canada was metformin. I didn't hear about the Genumet. Oh, she said it was metformin and another drug, so she's on two drugs? That's if she still has the prescription filled. Because you have to have follow-ups with the doctors, as everybody knows. And I don't think they're as liberal with giving drugs in Kuwait as they are in Mexico. Can't just show up. Well, if she's on the metformin, it basically says that you have to have an adjunct diet to lower glucose levels with patients with type 2. So she's supposed to be on a specific, she's supposed to obviously take it with her food. You're supposed to have, okay. So if you're on that big old dose, you're supposed to do diet and exercise. And if it's supposed to be for, that metformin, not going to hold that one down, World Traveler. I don't think that even at 1,000 twice a day, with the way she's still eating and not doing it with diet to lower glucose, or along with exercise to lower glucose, because that's what metformin requires. You don't just get the pill. You have to do other things along with it. So since she's not doing that part, and she's not in the pool even trying to walk, she's not working with a registered dietitian, she's not working with anybody, she's eating rice and bread, two notoriously carby things for diabetics. And she's out there doing that. So no. All right. So while I'm going to let her play, and then I'm going to look up the other drug for her. But I don't even think her with the 2 drugs is going to hold out for this. Because I've seen plenty of times the diabetics on 2 drugs. And if they haven't been able to manage the diet and the carbs and start to exercise and lose the weight, then the drugs, it just doesn't work. The next thing you know, they're in the hospital getting a toe amputated. And then they, have a cardiovascular event or a bypass surgery. And then they do lose weight, a significant amount of weight, because they're months in the hospital at that point. So, I mean, then they're insulin dependent and having to take, long acting at nighttime or, and covering with drugs in the day. So they may have to take like a Novolog or something that's long acting at night and actually take insulin to kind of cover them at nighttime. And then in the morning and throughout the day, take tablets. And if they're in the hospital, we used to have to check and make sure they were under 150 and carb count the meals. It depended on the type of diabetes they had. But certain parameters would be, we might have to carb count before they ate and make sure we were covering with short-acting insulin, known as Humalog often, prior to their meals. Or we would have, to make sure that we could get enough. Or if they just happen to have like a 150 blood sugar, we might, or up, depending on the range, cover with a certain amount of a short acting to get them through lunch, basically. So yeah, look at that. That's great. I do great pulses. She got that going right into the mouth over there. So yeah, you had it from diabetes, and I always ate healthy and take care of myself. Right. Now, Dot, did you have type 1 diabetes? Because I've had type 1 diabetics who've tried to take care of themselves and could still have this happen. And she doesn't try to take care of herself, Dot. So I'm so sorry to hear that, because I know that's a lot. I know that's very stressful. I've had to work with a lot of cabbage patients in my time. I've had to do PHQ-9s. I've had to sit down and have very deep conversations with people about, working with their, how they feel after such a huge life-changing event. And I understand that this person has not been scared even by cancer. So she thinks she's beaten one thing. And this is where people just, get a little bit, I think, not kind of fully understanding where you still need to be taking care of your health. Suddenly thinking, oh, well, I beat cancer. Because they did a major surgery that took out a large, part of your body, sweetheart, like a female reproductive organ. That's why you did okay. But you've done nothing to care. I mean, she's supposed to be probably on replacement therapies and stuff. And I don't think this person is doing anything to manage their health. And it really is, unfortunately, as the years have gone by and the older I have gotten and the more I've worked in healthcare, have really come to understand that prevention really is the best medicine. It doesn't mean that you have to live your life completely boring, but you cannot just always put your health or the concerns about your health to the back burner and put everything else to the front, because at some point you're going to want that health and you're going to regret that you weren't taking, more steps along the way. And healthcare is expensive in America, which is why I just want to be able to be here and creating a community where people can hopefully learn from one another and learn not to listen to corn authors like Chantal about to stuff some parsley or something in her mouth. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. She's going to eat the whole bread roll. It's already gone. It's already in her tummy. Oh, let me look up the other drugs.
The content won't change much. Like, well, I'm still going to do live streams and stuff like that. But a little bit better, and I'll be able to do a lot more, show you guys around Kuwait.
How? You can't walk, Chantel. How are you going to show people around Kuwait when you can't walk?
Show you guys different places of the world, inshallah.
Oh, is that on the visa run?
Day in the life videos.
Oh, she has the juice hidden somewhere. She don't want to put it
Very
out.
exciting.
So everyone told her off about that juice.
It's pretty domestic right now. So yeah, rebranding my life, rebranding my channel as a result, because my channel is usually about me, right? So of course it's going to go undergo a change, especially if I have such a big lifestyle change as I do. You know, the lifestyle I had in Canada. A lot different.
He's got to earn his money. If she's going to pay all that money, they got to get. She can't walk around Kuwait.
Sorry for the messy soup eyesore.
Second she does that, we'll be laughing at her hobbling down the street without a toe.
But yeah, I just feel more calm and at peace. And
For today. Tomorrow you'll be raging like a mad woman.
at home right now.
All right, Chantel, I'm going to give you some free medical advice as a healthcare provider and licensed registered nurse in the United States. Both of the drugs that you're taking, if they are the two that you're taking, but you're a con artist, so it could be full of lies. Don't believe anything you say. Nothing out of your mouth is a truth. But if you were also on Genumet, it's supposed to be adjunct to diet and exercise to improve glycemic control in adults with type 2 diabetes when treatment with both sitagliptin and metformin is appropriate. So sitagliptin is another medication for diabetes, and metformin. So I know that you're taking it with metformin, and so they may have added this other third drug along with it too. And you're supposed to be having diet and exercise. And diet doesn't just mean eating food. That means actually having a diet that is appropriate for somebody who is not controlling their diabetes and is trying to say that they eat healthy or that they've lost 10 kilos eating hummus and pita bread. And you continue with the carbs, and everybody knows, and you think it's funny, but I actually think it's funnier because I know what's happening with your pancreas, girl. So you can't, and I know you can't run it because you can't run. You can't even barely walk. I'm looking forward actually to the videos of you coming out and hobbling the streets of Kuwait. I really am. I'm looking forward to the hobble. She's gonna lose a toe. Her digestive system. She doesn't even have a gallbladder, Annie. This is just you can't. And then oh, Ruthie. Oh, really? I don't know. I tried to fix him, Ruthie. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked for your name under my Nightbot too to see if you were there being banned from stuff. And I'm just such an amateur and they don't have any help. So I apologize. I'm sorry. Oh, he did? All right. Well, let me take a look on the. He's not supposed to do that. Is he stopping people for the big? I checked the other day. Oh, but he's letting you at least put the emojis in. He was supposed to let people do cats. All right. Well, let me go back and make sure that maybe it's phrases. Maybe they think, I don't know why they wouldn't let a phrase like LOL. I don't know. It's like a gamer thing. Maybe they don't like people laughing. All right. Well, I'll make sure that the phrases go away, and I just put certain phrases in. You know, I'll take a look. Life ages ago, before the Kuwait art, when she was running around. What do you mean that never happened? Around half naked, the place where liver is, even outside the body, that area looked hard and rippled. Livers. Oh, really? Oh, I mean, there's a number of things that could cause any type of, that area looking hard and rippled. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that she's got so much layers of adipose tissue. I don't think any of her internal organs would be able to come up to the surface like that. I would almost say that could be just where she has just a lack of innervation into that area of the tissue. So there's not enough blood supply getting into there. And therefore it's, potentially causing, that hardness. Sometimes you can get that with fluid that gets into a space, and over time it just sits in that space, and it can get hardened over time on people. And that's where that fupa comes in for her, because that's just hardened tissue. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of innervation into it. So it's almost like literally become like a solid ball. And there's, very little blood supply. And so to keep it kind of fresh and healthy. So it's just kind of old and hard looking. That would be my thoughts behind that. But I would actually have to take a look at it and do a full physical assessment on it to really give a better idea of what potentially could be going. And I would need to look at what her full medical history was to kind of know too, because different diseases can, bring about different changes onto the skin, because the skin is the largest organ in the body. So obviously, with it being the largest organ in the body, it's going to be showing up what's happening internally inside of you. So reason for Chantel having to have so many filters, because she probably looks pretty peaky and rough. You understand? I thought it was the lipedema. Does she have lipedema? Is that what she has? I thought that was more into the lower, like, truncal area, though. The liver would sit up much higher. Well, I would have to actually see her and look at her, and see if, because, I mean, potentially, the thing with her is she's got like the very classic shape of a type 2 diabetic, more than someone with lipedema, which is more like Anna from Glitter and Lasers. And then you have Amber Lynn, who I understand potentially has both lymphedema and lipedema. And she should not be out there drinking, because that just makes it worse. And none of these people, well, I don't know about for Anna, but I know for at least probably Amber Lynn and for Chantel here, they're not doing very good follow-up medical care. So I just, and the thing is, oh, well, thank you, teams. I'm hoping. Yeah, there's still a long way to go. So yeah, I think she's got, wow. I mean, oh my God, I would hate to do a workup on this person, because she's been just so bad about her care. I mean, it's from the head to the toe, man. All right, let's finish this Q8, because I'm sure you're all loving it with lunch. Oh God, I'm surprised she's got the energy with the sugars, man. She's feeling rough. I would love to see this lethargic, trying to fight her blood sugars out here.
And it might seem very weird, but that's how I feel, And all of these changes are my own. Nobody else's. Like, not my husband's. This is me. Like, this is how I feel. And Not much more to say about that. Until I'm finished, I'll save the rest. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and explain. You're probably wondering, who's Mariam?
Yeah, you don't have to explain the con, Chantal. We understand. Okay. Just like we know you're not really we don't think that you and Salal are in a conjugal relationship, girl. Nobody believes that you are in a conjugal relationship with Salal. Nobody. Oh, that's a backup bread roll. Yes. She has no idea about health issues, side effects of medications, intake of tamoxifen for bread. Oh, and you're monitored for fatty liver. You cannot take right. Oh, but that's, you know what, Pam? She can just be shot by any old, doctor. Is it possible that she has burnt out her adrenal gland? She needs sugar to give her energy considering lack of nutrients in her diet. She's, I'm sure. And she still has no energy from the looks of things. I mean, I have to speed her up at a 1.5 to even get her talking at that speed. I mean, God, can you imagine how laborious her live streams are? She's no information. She can't tell anybody she don't know anything. No one cares, Chantal. We all know you're not Mariam. God, now you finally try to put out this like little ceremony thing into your, with that's an idea of a receipt. That's, to me, you've just insulted a whole like group of people. All right, so I was going to bring this up real fast. Let me get Chantel down for just a second. I was just going to show just the difference between lipedema and lymphedema, because there's a lot of talk about the two if you follow Anna and Amberlynn and potentially Chantal. We don't know what's going on with her. She's a con artist. Call yourself what you like. We seen it all before. Exactly. I mean, it sounds like everyone's seen literally everything before Chantal. So you can scrub, rub, try to internet clean, do everything. But unfortunately, other people got onto your con a long time ago and started taking receipts. And you can't chase that away. And I don't like that you con people out of money and use statuses of DVSA and DA in order to get money. I saw where you were crying and using that to gain sympathy from people. It's just so bad. It's really bad. Anyway, let's take a look at this information about these two, just because it's been talked about a lot. Okay, let me get back. Let me share the screen again, and then we'll get back. She's almost done. And then I'll let everybody get on with their Fridays. Yee! Friday, guys. Woo! I might have to go get a beer after this. I might actually, you know what I'm going to do after this? That's a good idea. Junebug and I are going to take a walk to the local brewery by my house. We're going to treat ourselves to a little beer. Oh, it's Saturday. Well, Shelley, you must be on a different part of the globe, because we're still over here on Friday. And we woke up to this nonsense from Chantal, Mariam, Foodie Beauty. God, all of it. Okay. Let me see. Can you guys see this about the current? Okay. All right. So this is from just last year. Okay. So some of the things that I would look for if I was looking for research. One, I went to the National Library of Medicine. I always go, if I'm looking for anything medical, it's free. It's the first place I go to. It has a huge archive. If you're not able to see the full article, you will at least get an abstract of the article. Often you can use what's known as the DOI and copy and paste that, and you might be able to put that DOI into a search bar, Google search, and actually find the article on full text. So it's always a great way, if you're actually doing legitimate research, anything to do with medicine, this is a site you want to be on. So what they talk about is the current mechanistic understandings of lymphedema and lipedema. And it's about fluid, fat, and fibrosis. So I'm just going to just read the two parts here that explain the two from the introduction, and kind of that's, we'll probably pretty much explain it. So it's basically says that lymphedema and lipedema are often misunderstood diseases that remain understudied and underappreciated. Lymphedema results from a genetic or acquired lymphatic deficiency causing tissue fluid accumulation, inflammation, and adipose tissue expansion. So basically what it's saying here is that the lymphatic system, which, if you've ever felt underneath your, glands under here and you felt swollen lymph nodes, the lymphatic system is a whole system in the body carrying fluids, extremely important system in the body. So it obviously is uses, it helps to fight infections. It's, that's where a lot of your fighting pots come in. So obviously the adipose is just a fancy word for fat. The pathological, so basically the disease process of this fat expansion in lipedema, okay, because they sound very similar, comes from a etiology. So basically a background, if you may, of diseases that is not yet well defined, but also exhibits tissue fluid accumulation and aspects of connective tissue remodeling. So the connective tissues, those are more of what your so your body is made up of a variety of different tissues. So these are, the ones that are making up this particular area are known as the connective tissues. So they're going to have cells specifically to make this type of tissue, and it's to do with how they remodel. So they think this is a mix between altered homeostasis of fluid. So getting fluid basically in the correct balance, but there's something that has altered that correct balance, and fat in lymphedema and lipedema adds to the difficulty in distinguishing these diseases. So there's, that's basically what that is. Lymphedema is a debilitating chronic disease. And obviously this is more hereditary, congenital, idiopathic. So that's that. And then they're kind of lipedema. So here, just to kind of point the two differences here, pathophysiology just is a fancy way of saying the process of the disease. Here, you'll start to see that they have what's known as a block up of like your interstitial fluids. That's going down. Your inflammatory immune response is down. All of this is down. And lipedema, it seems like the opposite. So where lymphedema is going down, lipedema, it goes up. And then let's see what else of interest. I'm not trying to kill everyone with this. I have to see if there's anything going into the. All right. So anyway, I will try to remember to link that in the description below. I don't want to kill everybody out on that, but yeah, that's like a little bit there. What she said, my pastor is one of two studies that does lymph node transplants to try and help lymphedema. Takes from the stomach air and puts them. Okay, nasty to suffer from. Absolutely. PD, are you still in here? I don't know. It's clogged. Yeah, it's clogged. All right. Okay. So it's basically a cyst, and that's where all this fluid. But the difficulty is that when I look at the diets and things, you do have to manage it. And most of these diseases, I hate to say it, are going to come through diet and exercise. And you can't just kind of, as much empathy and sympathy everybody has when people have things that are hereditary or they don't know what why they're getting this disease. We obviously have empathy. But then if you're also showing that you still want to drink or smoke or eat everything under the sun, take no control, don't want to exercise, don't want to sleep properly, do different things, then it's hard to think that you really want to manage, because you can't just come in all angry at people that you don't feel good, because it's like a team. You can't, these pills don't negate the other behaviors. That's the wake up sign to say, oh, all right, I got to change these behaviors. And it's hard because that's not the culture of society we have. And people literally don't want to give up their food. I mean, I've been told that by patients before. So, and if that's your decision, you are an adult. but please, be moderate with your anger when you come into a medical establishment wanting to feel better, because we can't make you feel better just with pills. And not all pills are going to work on people the same way. As everybody's body is different, how these pills and their mechanisms of action and how they work are going to function differently inside of each person. We kind of know, but that's why they might have to change medications or finesse the medications. It can take quite some time with patients once they're sick to get it right. Over time, the medications might not even work the same way for these folks. So, I mean, it gets really involved. You had liver disease, Desiree? Brown stomach fluids, but she doesn't care. She doesn't care at all. She's a con artist, and con artists don't care. But this is a con artist who's just eating herself silly over here too. And I kind of want the con to go away. I know it's going to keep on going, but it's going to go at some point. It can't be reversed. Because with lymphedema, it's got to, if you're getting it from a congenital, that means from childhood, or hereditary, or idiopathic, which could be, just part of a disease process. All of those things are things that, you are not going to be able to change. Those are all things that are coming. The lipedema, they're not sure what the etiology, meaning what is the process of how that disease comes out. But the other, there is a genetic component to it. But, continuing to have lifestyle that, Amber Lynn should not be drinking with it. There's one thing that they really do say in the vascular world, because they're often managed by vascular people. You should not be having alcohol. I know a girl want to be out there living her life, but you also have illnesses. And that's where it's like, we understand you want to live your life, but you also are going to be paying with it with your health. So don't be upset about it. All these girls not wanting to be a weight loss channel anymore because they don't want the focus on them, because there's so many of these people who are passing away at such a young age. And it's not that the medical community is trying to make people feel bad about their size, but we really aren't. I promise you, none of us want to make anybody feel bad. We want to make people feel better. That's why we went into medicine. But when you start to read big old pathology books like I have, like I just finished the pathology class. When you've got a big old book like this honking wide of disease processes, and the majority all say to you that obesity is the reason, and it has evidence that's been studied behind it, and it explains the science and the cells and how the body works. How is your body a conspiracy theory? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And so all of these people, you could live on medical stuff. I love medical stuff. I mean, I really do. And I want people to appreciate, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I want to be educational, because these people are giving really bad messages. I appreciate Anna out there trying to run, but she shouldn't be running with that weight on her knees. Take it from a distance runner, girl. You're going to blow your knee out. I would not even want to hear her footfall. I don't even want to know what it sounds like. It's great she want to be out there run walking or whatever the heck she's doing, but she needs to be in a pool. I mean, these people are just outrageous because they want to be all these things, and they don't understand the limitation of the body at the end of the day. I love health and wellness, but I actually live health and wellness most of the time. But I also study medicine, and that's what kills me about these wellness people. They don't study medicine, and we're so busy in our jobs in medicine. We can't even fight this noise because we've got so many sick diabetics like Foodie over here, just killing the system. Heart attacks left, right, and center because of them. Most of our time is taken up probably dealing with the fallout of diabetes. It's bad. It's really bad. And heart disease. The two go hand in hand. And it's hot, it's Heart Awareness Month, everybody. Yee! So make sure you get your steps, drinking your water, staying healthy. Okay, let's finish Foodie so I can let you guys go for the day, because I don't like to go past 2 hours. Oh, sorry, guys. I forgot to put. Hold on. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I forgot to put Foodie on the stage. None of us even cared. Oh, I'm muted. Let me go back. Let me go back to Miss Chantel. Hold on. Let me get her last minute here. Oh gosh. Yeah, let me get her last minute. Sorry, guys. I forgot to bring her to the stage. I was watching her, but you guys weren't, so that's terrible, Ray. Because I know we need to hear the last coins of wisdom that Mariam is gonna. You did not miss her? You did 10,000 steps. Thank you, Sam. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to be going and getting some more steps with this puppy that's snoring behind me. You did not miss seeing her, Angel of Glass? You don't miss that face? The face of a con artist? I'm sorry. I'm just going to call her con artist now. I've got nothing. Mariam the con artist. I don't care. I don't care. You love learning, the gossip, fun. Your channel. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Em. I'm glad. I hope to teach people because I know it's hard to get in to see a healthcare provider sometimes. We're overwhelmed. What kind of puppy? Oh, girl, I've got a pit bull. Pit bull mix. The bully pit bull mix. If you actually take a look at my shorts, Desiree, I have every day I do a little short with Junebug and do her walking to encourage people every day to take. You do too. Yay. To encourage people to walk. So Junebug and I get out steps every day and she does different things. So I show her trying to get steps every day. So we do a little motivation just to remind people that it doesn't have to be crazy exercise or all these crazy TikTok trends and stuff. That is not the stuff that is ever going to work. Never. All these fad diets. You know, obviously some of us have different types of diets. I eat primarily a plant-based diet. I don't call it a fad diet because I work with my doctor and I understand the reasons why I'm on this diet and I've been on this diet for years. So for me, it's not a fad. But for other people, you know, Chantel, I haven't seen the cottage cheese and mustard out recently. I mean, everything with this woman is a fad. All right, let me see. You used to have a chocolate lab. Oh my gosh. Healthcare providers are so overwhelmed. Yes, we are. And somebody needs to be here on YouTube. And the problem is that you are always scared that your healthcare company is going to, you know, you don't want to upset your employers by calling people out. So it's kind of like one of those things. And I guess I just don't care at this age anymore. Because I feel my role is also in the community. And the community can be a global community on a platform like YouTube. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a hospital. So just as we have so many attorneys and real estate agents and all these people, I feel like the ones that have doctors or any of these people, we're very sterile still. It's like we still have that very, you know, we come out, we give the medical information, and they occasionally live stream, but it's still not sometimes it shows a personal reaction, but it's still, I always feel they're a little bit guarded, as doctors would be, because they're very much work in the community. It's a very, you know, you can't go out and do wild stuff like old Mariam over here when you're a physician. But I'm a registered nurse and we work in the community. And so I feel that once these people have mentioned their medical difficulties, then we need to have real conversations, because glitter and lasers and Amberlin and how they manage those two diseases that we just went over, the lymphedema and the lipedema, is terrible. Okay? Terrible. Oh, you got a lot of, there's a lot of people, like the medical, it just goes in the family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, guys, let's finish off Miss Chantel. We know that everything that's sitting on the table here, guys, this is going to be ate once the camera. She just eats half of it on camera to get away with YouTube. But we know this isn't going into the bin. And it's not going to go to leftovers for later. It's going to be consumed the second the camera come on.
Became Muslim.
Let's not.
That's that. So that's the explanation, the long-winded explanation, but had to have dinner anyway. So, I mean, if my content, my life is not your thing anymore, I totally get that. You know, that's fine. I have to live my life. Again, not just chasing numbers or doing things for clout or whatever. I want to do things, be genuine to myself. And only I can decide what that is. And I feel like I am where I need to be right now. So anyway, I guess that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh. Do you feel like she really... Yeah, she finishes it. Do you feel like Chantel had a massive rebrand after this? Do you feel like this is a new rebrand for Chantel? After she's been like, sorry, the light changes because I have a skylight like up here. And so my light is going to change consistently in my house all the time. So I apologize for that. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, just bedbound. This is perfect, Net Detective. Bedbound, Duty, Beauty, Bread Bowl, Queen Mariam. She'll never change. No, she'll never change. Oh, my goodness. Well, I think I just got put off the idea of having lunch, but I'm going to try to go get something healthy to eat that I have in the fridge. And just thank you guys for all coming this Friday. What plans do you guys have? So my plan, what plans do you guys have? Chantel has a plan to finish that food in the house. Supposedly, she's just living her best life ever in Kuwait. I don't agree that she's living her best life ever in Kuwait. Her content not even interesting. The only reason why your mukbangs become interesting is because you're a raging diabetic and it's just wild to see the amount of carbs you're prepared to eat on camera. That to me is what's wild. Other than that, it's terrible. You're gonna get your nails done. Well, I like that, Pam. What else we got going on? Morticia, she's gonna work with. Oh, you said it's not gonna work. Okay, have a salad. Okay, what we got going on? Cats and Frog has a walk outside the park after this. Well, I like that. I want to find out what everyone's going to be doing. I have to sand the back porch so we can seal it. Well, that's really active. I commend you on that. That's a lot of work. Well done. Well, thank you, Take the Cane. I appreciate that. You're going to get, oh, we saw that. You're going to go to yoga, Chris. Well, I like that idea. That sounds like fun. I love yoga. What do we got going on? She has an STD. Well, we know that. You're going to have you plan to binge watch some movies. Well, I hope you find a really good movie to binge watch. I would recommend you binge watch some of Mr. Snowflake's movies that he had on some of these characters. Gas Station Sushi just got back from a 4-mile walk. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm proud of you. I wonder how many steps that is. You're going to the gym, thinking about it. Well, I think you should just go. Get that Friday. Just go. Don't think. Just go. Watching a movie in the house. Oh, well, congratulations. 36 years. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. Husbands probably don't understand the F going on in Girl World. Try to explain Girl World. There was some video about it. It was awesome. She says savagely. She does. You're going to the beach tomorrow. Oh, that sounds good. I live at the beach too, but it's not quite beach weather. And I want to walk my dog all the time at the beach, but we have to literally walk all the way to the beach. It's about a mile from my house, and she doesn't get into a car. We got to get this addressed. Desiree says, I'm retired, so it's me and the dog's probably going to the park. Absolutely, you should. There's a big dog park by my house, but we don't go to the dog park because I want to get the walk in, and it's beautiful around there. So if you want to check out what the park looks like, check out my little shorts with Junebug, because we show Junebug and we're often in the park and enjoying ourselves. letting the dogs out. Oh, you live in Mexico, Reality Chica. Oh, Reality Chica. I got a funny one for you. I know some people in Mexico because I lived in Mexico for 7 years. And I won't tell you who my ex-husband is, but it's a thing. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave that one out there because I don't want that. See, I don't want part of my life, but that's funny. What else we got going? You got, yeah. My ex-husband is a famous personality in Mexico. TV personality. Been there for years on TV. Has a very young wife. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I don't want you to find who I am. That would cause some controversy. But yeah. Oh yeah. I promise you. Chantel got nothing for stories like I've got. I promise you, because I grew up in the 90s and I got some wild stories from my days from there. Well, what else we got? Watching a 24,000-yard swim. Oh, well done for you. That's a good swim. That's a lot. Pool swim and that totally different. Totally different. Yeah, you could potentially get away with eating some of that bread bowl, but not Foodie. Foodie can't. Foodie can't. All right, guys. Well, it's 4 o'clock now, so we've been here for a couple of hours. I'm off to the hairdressers tomorrow, so I am gonna get ready to get my hair fully colored again because I haven't had a full color for a while. So I appreciate you all spending your Fridays with me today. I don't know what I'm going to see next from Chantal. I really don't. I have no idea. Everything and anything. She's not going to be out walking though. The one thing that everybody wants her to do. The only time we're going to see her leave the apartment is when she needs to run off to Kuwait to get a visa. Get out of Kuwait to get a visa. All right, everyone. We're going to say have a good weekend. If she does something wild, I might come out and live stream again just to have fun with everybody and to make sure that I can to be part of the voices trying to take the colonizers down. All right, guys. I'm going to bring up my music real quick. I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you in the next one. If you haven't liked let me do my YouTube bit. If you haven't liked the stream yet, please like it because that helps me get it out. If you're going to be watching the replay, drop a big bold piece of bread in the replay just to say you did the replay. And if you haven't subscribed, I really do appreciate that because I almost at 1,800 subs. I want to say I was at like 1796 when I came on today. So I am curious to see that. So anyway, all right, guys, have a great weekend. I'm bringing up my music and I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your time. And like I said, if Mariam has more craziness, then we'll be back.